Hello, how are you today? Welcome to Spirit Guide Tarot. My name is Anya. Hi. So, today we have a timeless reading, not connected to dates. When this reading finds you, you are meant to find it. And this is a channeled message for a specific group of souls who are going through something similar at this time, a certain collective, a certain vibe. So if the words that I share here in this video resonate with what you're going through right now, cool, that means this reading is for you. But if the words I say are not lining up with what you're experiencing, turn this video off and find a video that does resonate. You know your heart best. My intention for this channel is to help you to get in touch with your own intuitive guidance, your own intuitive wisdom. That is my goal. So maybe eventually you'll graduate from this channel and you won't want to come hang out with me anymore. Actually, that would be a great success for me, right? Because the goal for all of us is to hear God speaking to us. That's the whole the goal, man. That's the trophy. So I'm here to guide with that. I see myself as a companion walking with you on the spiritual path. So if you ever need some empathy, some clarity, some insight, some friendly advice, you know where to look. All right, so now that we've Palo Santo'd everyone, let's look at some cards. So before I started rolling the camera, I got the words, I applaud your brave decision. Good karma points. So I started feeling into how this particular collective today in this video has just made some really beautiful, monumental decision, like a big one. It could be a vow. It could be a promise. It could be a promise to someone else. Maybe you got married. Maybe you made a vow to your spouse. Maybe it's a promise to yourself. Maybe it's a promise to God, the divine, whatever word you want to use. But yeah, it's just like this feeling of like, you just made some big decision that's going to radically alter the course of your existence. And whatever the decision you made is a really good decision because you just boosted your good karma points like through the roof. So whatever that decision is, I'm really, really glad you made that decision, my friend. Nine of Wands. You know more clearly now what you will align with in life and what you won't. You are more comfortable setting up boundaries and letting go of things that like just aren't serving you anymore. So for me, and I'm not saying you need to do this at this stage of your journey or anything like that. I'm just giving this as an example. After years of going back and forth about eating meat, at a certain point last year, I was like, you know what? I just feel like for me, it's time to be serious and be a vegetarian and never go back on that, right? Even if the doctors tell me that I need to eat meat for health reasons. And I realized that that if for some reason the doctors were correct, which I don't think they were, by the way. In fact, I know they're not. But at the time I was like, even if the doctors are correct and I'm going to kill myself by not eating animal, like meat, like flesh, that's okay because I'm willing to die for that. Because for me, I couldn't bear the bad karma anymore of eating animals. So, you know what's really fun is when two nines show up directly next to each other. 9 is this, it's interesting because people tend to think of the number 8 as the infinity, right? If you take a number 8 and you put it on its side, it just loops forever endlessly, right? I also think of the number 9 as having a similar energy. It's like 9 is like everything. In the system of yoga, 9 is very sacred and symbolic. And it's basically the cosmos. It's basically everything. 9 and 9. 9 and 9 is 18. 1 is beginnings, and 8 is infinity. So in this new beginning that you've begun, because you've made this promise to the universe, you've made this promise to yourself, you've made this promise to someone else, you're on like a completely new trajectory. You're on a completely new timeline, a completely new path. And your frequency is raising. I just threw that card on the floor accidentally. Yeah. King of Pentacles, Death card. It's not physical death, it's transformation of the soul. And you're moving into this king energy, this divine masculine energy that takes charge and makes decisions and sticks to them with willpower, discipline, and strength. You know, when we make a promise, it's a very, a promise is a material thing. It's interesting. So when we make a promise, it's a thing. Thoughts are things, but especially thoughts with deep intention behind them. The King of Pentacles is very much rooted to the earth, to security, stability in this earth, on this earthly plane. And I'm just getting this feeling that whatever your vow or promise was that you made recently, it's giving you this feeling of groundedness, extra groundedness than you've ever felt before. It's like, yes, it's almost like a sigh of relief. It's like, you know that feeling of like when you get home after a long day and you like sink into your favorite chair, you're just like, right? Like that feeling, that's the feeling I'm getting for you. It's like after you made that decision, it was like a relief, even if it was a hard decision. And I actually think for many of you who are watching this, it was a really difficult decision. Like, I mean, for me, I went back and forth for, I think, more than a decade, 15 years, 20 years even, I don't know, of, you know, experimenting with not eating meat for long periods of time. And then, you know, I'd have like eggs every now and then, or I'd, you know, have some fish or, I mean, it was back and forth and back and forth. And then, yeah, and then it's just, there comes this moment where you're like, I'm ready now. And I feel like you've had that, walking away from that which does not serve you. 8 of Cups, walking away from that which is no longer emotionally fulfilling. Yeah, and the good karma points here. I just want to keep saying that, like whatever your decision was, it's creating a lot of good karma points for you. You know, it's kind of funny to think of it this way, but it's true that life is like a game. We're either racking up the good karma points or we're drowning in bad karma points. You know, and this soul carries those points, that bank balance, if you will, from lifetime to lifetime. So, you know, people think of like babies as clean slates. They're certainly not clean slates. They come in with a lot. So whatever you've done, I just want to like give you kudos and say, give you a big hug and say, I'm really proud of you right now. Yeah, and so this is going to take patience and dedication and hard work, you know, to stick with this, to maintain this over time. You know, it's not always going to be easy, but you knew that, right? You knew it wasn't going to be easy all the time, but you felt like it was the right thing to do. And so this card depicts like patience, dedication, putting the time in, putting the effort in, right? I was recently in a little cafe and looking at some of their baked goods, and then I was like, oh, shoot, like I bet all those have eggs in them, even if they look delicious. So I chose the sourdough bread, to eat the sourdough bread, because I know sourdough is just like flour and water and starter, and it's not going to have any eggs. So, you know, but I would have loved to eat all these treats. They looked so good, but no, I made a choice. I made a vow. I made a decision. And I know you're the same. You're going to stick with whatever it is. And I'm not trying to like convince anyone in this moment to be a vegetarian, although I will say that gives you good karma points. Many. Yeah, I'll probably make another video about that on my other channel. I have another YouTube channel. If you don't know, it's called Anya Light Healing. Maybe I'll make a video about that at some point. But yeah, like whatever it was that you decided to do. Ooh, yeah. 10 of Swords. You ended a long period of indecision, and a painful cycle came to a conclusion with that, you know, and some of you, I'm really feeling right now, some of you walked away from a toxic relationship. And that was scary. That was scary as hell. And wherever you are now, maybe you're in a shelter. Maybe you're living with family. You're on a couch somewhere, and it's challenging. It's not easy. It's not like, oh, now my life is perfect because I left that person. No, it's still difficult. But you are the King of Cups. You are emotionally balanced, more so now than you were in the past. You're increasing your emotional balance. I shouldn't say it's like you are always balanced. It's not that, but you are moving towards this kingly, regal energy of trusting your intuition. Your intuition guided you to make this decision, didn't it? Just felt right. So you said, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I don't care if it's hard. Success. 6 of Wands. And now you're in the success mode. And I just want to do this. For you. I want to be that cheering crowd for you. Just know that someone sees you. I see what you did. I see what you've done. I know it wasn't easy. You could have just taken the lazy way. So many people do that, because they're not ready. They're not ready. But you were ready. All right, one more tarot card. Okay, confirmation again. King of Cups again. You are this King of Cups. Doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man. You are that kingly energy. Regal. Saying, I know what I want. I know what I deserve. I know what I deserve. I know what I deserve. And we know that certain habits, choices, relationships, people, places, things knock our energy off balance, right? And it's no judgment against those people. They're just doing their thing, right? They're just, even the worst Hitlers of the world, they're just doing their thing. But we know what we deserve, and we know what we are worthy of aligning with and walking away from. Walking away from things that do not serve us. And you have done that, and you are awesome, and I'm so proud of you. So please take this as confirmation that you're on the right path, because sometimes right after we make a big decision, we kind of doubt ourselves a little bit. We're like, was that the right thing to do? I don't know. And the ego, the mind starts coming, and we second guess, and we doubt, Let's take an oracle card and see for a final message. Yeah. 25. Enlightened Sky Dancer. Let's see. What? Buddha Wisdom Shakti Power deck. See what the Sky Dancer has to say about your amazing decision that you just made. Maybe the number 25 has some significance for you. And I will hold this up, cover up the nudity so YouTube doesn't flag this video. Enlightened Sky Dancer of the Kundalini. Kundalini is energy. Vajravarhi is a Dakini, a being like a fairy or energy spirit. Some Dakinis are capricious and maybe a little like a witch. But there are 2 other levels of Dakinis, those that guard the sacred places of India and Tibet, and then the enlightened ones, the sky dancers, the ones who delight and dance in the experience of emptiness. Usually they are helpers that support spiritual practice. Vajravarahini belongs to this class. She is the most prominent Dakini in Buddhism. So that's you. That's your energy right now. She represents our individual energy mechanism and is the personification of Kundalini or prana or ki, energy, all names for the same thing. In human form, she is a beautiful, red, dancing, joyful, and fiercely strong young woman. She stands on a human being, which represents her ability to crush ignorance and delusion through spiritual practice. Yeah, okay, so, the thing is spiritual practice is being disciplined in some way in some way in your life. So sometimes we think of meditation, in order to do spiritual practice, that must mean I have to meditate or pray or do all these sort of standardized, cliched things that everyone else does. But Like, you want to talk about intense spiritual practice? Give up an addiction, right? Like, the people who attend AA meetings are some of the most deepest people ever because they face the devil and have lived to tell about it. They dug deep into the deepest parts of their soul, the darkest shadows, and still found love for themselves. And then use that love to climb out of this giant hole and emerge into the light. So that decision that you made to walk away from that toxic relationship, to leave that job that was not serving you, to leave that apartment, that home that felt like chaos or just low vibes, to relocate to some other part of the world, whatever it is for you, like you, that was deeply spiritual. That was spiritual practice because you have to let go of the old, which is painful. It can be painful. Even if it's like something you want to do, it still can be painful to let go of the old. Release that. And then open up your heart space to let the new come in, right? I just did a reading about this. Some of you out there are increasing your tolerance for uncertainty, which is literally like one of the hardest things on the spiritual path that exists. Maybe I'm speaking to the same collective here now. Yeah, you're doing great things. You're doing great things. You're on the right path. Please do not doubt yourself. I see you. I see the work you're doing. Okay, my sweet friends. Yeah. Okay, if you want me to send you Reiki healing, if you want me to pray for you, if you want me to send you positive vibes, leave a comment below. Say anything. And if you leave a comment, I will send you some good vibes. I love you so very, very much. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Namaste.